from 3 onward. So which means that we know the behavior of the graph. We'll go back here. Then say, okay, our graph is actually starting from 3. Okay, the space is small, but let's say if 3 is somewhere here. Let's say 3 is somewhere here. Because that is strictly greater than 3. So is it 2? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it's 2 that we are referring to. It's not 3. I think it's 2. Let me go here. Yeah, it's 2. X is strictly greater than 2. So then I calculate f of 2. F of 2 is going to be 4. First, I'm going to calculate, let's say, f of 2. F1 of 2 is going to be 2 squared minus 1, which is 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So I know that the graph is not defined at x equal to 2. So it means it's defined from, let's say, 2.1, 2.00 something, and 2. What. So which means that by looking at it here, oh no, greater or equal to, so it means here is defined, is greater or equal to F1. So it means that I'm going to start f of 2 is 3. So let's say 3 is somewhere here. So our graph touches at 3 here. Then I'm going to go all the way here. Then at this stage, it's going to be a full dot. Then from here onward, my graph will look like this. So you can see that this is how it should look like, and then it's continuing. So because it touches the value 3. Right. So this is the F1. That's why we call it a piecewise defined function. It's defined and on some part of the domain only. Great. Any question about that? Then as a homework, you can sketch F2. Then the easiest option, who can give me an easiest example of a piecewise defined function that we did last week? I said to you that if you have, let's say, g of x equal to the square root of x squared, this is plus or minus x. You're supposed to ask me how is it plus or minus x, and we said also is the absolute value of x. It's the same thing. So it means that is x, if x is greater, strictly greater than 0 or greater or equal to 0 is the same thing, and is minus x if x, let's say, is less or equal to 0. But however, because of that piecewise defined function, I'm going to remove the equal part. So you see that the absolute value and the square root function, they are actually just a piecewise example of piecewise defined function, right? Are you with me? All right. I'm not sure if I give you, then you can rewrite it. You see that same absolute value of function, you can write it as f of x equal to absolute value of x, or you can write it as square root of x squared. Then someone can also say is x if x is strictly greater than 0, negative x if x is less. So it's another way of defining it. Negative x is less or equal to 0. That's another way of defining it. So I mean, then I'm going to give you a homework. I'm going to give you a homework. So find the domain of the piecewise defined function and the range. However, let's say homework. Find df and rf for the given function below. So let's say number 1 is, let's say, f of x equal to absolute value of x, given by x if x is greater than 0, minus x if x is less or equal to 0. I will give you another function. Number 2, let's say f of x equal to the absolute value of 3x minus 1. You also find the other one, and in addition to that, solve, let's say, absolute value of 3x minus 3 equal to, let's say, 4. That is, I'm asking you to solve. In addition to finding the domain, you need to find the domain and range, and then also solve. Also, I'm going to ask you in the same final solve x plus 1, let's say, less than 3. Solve also x plus 1, let's say, greater than 4. In fact, greater than 2 should do. Let me make it just greater than 2. Okay, so this basically these are ways. So now The absolute value, you will realize later on that is going to be given a different type of name, so that at least you shouldn't be confused. And then with this in hand, I can ask you to solve maybe more additional homework. Let's say absolute value of x equal to, let's say, 4. Absolute value of x minus 1, let's say, equal to 2. Also absolute value of x, let's say, plus 1 equal to 3. Let's say absolute value of 1 minus 2x equal to 1. And then the last one, which is the bit slightly different one, is absolute value of x minus 2 equal to absolute value of x plus 3. You need to solve for x, so that at least you can obtain the correct. So, and then from there, I think I have reached the 7 minute, right? Have I passed it? You guys, you forgot to tell me to stop because of the.
So you still have 1 minute left.